Hi, welcome to our third screencast here at the Media Online at Your Library course. This time around we're going to talk about finding information that is verifiable and trustworthy on the internet. As you can imagine, there's a lot of rumor and misinformation that spreads very easily, and so we need to be very careful when we look for facts online. We're going to start with another Google search, and our goal here is to figure out who our state senator is and some information about that person. So I'm going to start by Googling Idaho legislators because I want to find out who my Idaho legislator is. So I'm going to look up the keywords Idaho legislators and see what we come up with. As you can see, the first link here in the Google search is the Idaho Legislature itself, legislature.idaho.gov. Okay, websites that end with gov are all government websites. They might be federal, they might be state, but they're all put out by the government, and therefore they should have verifiable information on them. Sometimes they will have opinionated information on them, but in this case we're looking for the names of legislators, and so we can assume, or we can make a strong assumption that the legislature itself is going to give us the correct information. In fact, if we look into the internal links here, there's a page called Who's My Legislator? Apparently a lot of people search for this. There's some other options here that I would say would be less reliable than the legislature itself. But we'll get back to those in a minute, including Wikipedia. I'm going to click directly on this link, Who's My Legislator? And it's going to take me into the legislature's website, Idaho Legislature. You may or may not know, but the Idaho Legislature is divided into a House and Senate, just like Congress is. And so I'm going to try to find the senator who represents the district where the Idaho Commission for Libraries is located, which is downtown Boise on Idaho Street. And I will do that by searching by address, which takes us to the different website, Idaho Votes, again, .gov. This is the Secretary of State's election information system, and it's where you find out where to vote or if you're registered or not. So if I look up where do I vote, it's going to give me the district. I'm in Ada County. I'm going to enter 325 West State Street. And you don't need to put in the directional or the ST period. And click on Next. This is the address of the Idaho Commission on Libraries. It wants me to select which State Street, Boise. And voila, I'm in Legislative District 19 and Congressional District 2. And this is where I would vote if I were voting from the Idaho Commission on Libraries, which I'm not. So with that information, I can go back to my Idaho Legislator link page and figure out who my senator is by going to Senate and clicking on Membership. Now, as you can see, these are listed in alphabetical order, not by district number, but there's a simple way to search for a number on a web page. So we're not searching the web now, we're just searching the page. If you go to Edit, Find, or hit Control or Command F, it takes you down here, and I could put 19, it was already there, and search, and it brings up my senator from District 19, Nicole Lefevre, Democrat. It has her address, phone number, a little bit of information about her, and what committee she sits in. So now I have the name of my state senator, and I'm able to do a Google search on her name. I'm going to copy it so that I don't have to remember how to spell it. So I'm going to highlight Nicole Lefevre, and then I'm going to go up to Edit, Copy. I could have also hit Command C or Control C, and I'm going to put it in my Google search bar, paste it. There's a shortcut. If you hit Command V, it will also paste in there, and hit Enter, and I will search for that. as you can see, we get a lot of information about Nicole, including her website first. Now, her website is a good place to go for information about her as well. However, it will be the information that she wants people to know, and you should bear that in mind. So this is also from her website. The third link down is a very common link on Google searches, and it's from Wikipedia, which is a crowdsourced encyclopedia. That means many, many people from all over the world, not necessarily experts, have written this encyclopedia over many years. And it's a very great place to go for links and information about people, but you must remember that sometimes the information is not correct because of the ability of random people to edit it. I'm going to click on her Wikipedia entry to show you, because I believe it's a good place to start for your research. Now it gives us some basic information about Nicole, including, in this box over here, whose position she holds, who came before her, who came after her, etc. And depending on who you look up on Wikipedia, you'll see more or less amount of information. What I want to point out to you, though, is that Wikipedia is supposed to have links to primary sources for all of its information. So this is not a great Wikipedia post because it has a lot of information that is not verifiable. However, you can see here there is a footnote on this paragraph, and if we click on it, it takes us down to the bottom of, we're on the same page here, and it will take us to Nicole's biography from Project VoteSmart. Now, Project VoteSmart is a very interesting database of politicians across the United States, and we're going to take a look at it now. But I just want you to bear in mind that Wikipedia is useful to a degree as long as you can verify the information that you find on there. Okay, so I'm going to open this link in a new tab by right-clicking and clicking Open Link on New Tab. And this should take us to Senator Nicole Lefevor's biography on Project VoteSmart. This is a bipartisan effort led in part by the League of Women Voters to document all elected officials across the country and also issue elections, so ballot measures and whatnot. So there's a very thorough page on Nicole here, including some of the information we saw on Wikipedia. Now this is fairly trustworthy because it's edited by a professional staff, and you can see in here it's a .org. Now we have to be careful, these are organizations and they may have a point of view, but I've done some research on VoteSmart and I'm comfortable that it gives pretty unbiased information, often opinions directly from the candidates themselves. So what you can get here besides biographical information is very useful voting records on any politician, which includes key votes, the date, the bill number, and how she voted on it. So we can see under reduces income tax rates, H563, Nicole voted against it. Authorizes auction of big game tags, Nicole voted against that. Prohibits texting while driving, Nicole voted for that. You can follow these links to the more information about the bill. So that's very useful for researching your politicians. And then if you look here, issue positions, it gives you her opinions on various issues that they've identified. You can also see how she ranks among other interest groups. Now these would all be .org websites as well, but very from a particular point of view. So we have Idaho business groups here, civil liberties and civil rights, conservative organizations, environmental organizations, gun issues. And so this is a very useful website. Now let's go back to Nicole's biography here, and we can see that she is running in 2012 congressional election against Mike Simpson. She's no longer running for the Idaho State Senate. She's running for the U.S. Congress against Idaho Congressman Mike Simpson. Now if we click on Mike Simpson's bio on Project VoteSmart, we'll see that he has a much lengthier list of key votes on federal issues because he's in Congress, public statements, interest group ratings, campaign finance. All of these things are available from Mike Simpson's VoteSmart page. I want to go back to Wikipedia for a second, and we can also look up on Wikipedia. I'm going to search within Wikipedia. So I'm using this search bar rather than the Google search. I'm going to search here for Mike Simpson. And I believe he will have a much longer page because he is a U.S. representative than Nicole has, including his committee assignments, political positions, and other. And again, if we want to know his commitment to repeal the Affordable Care Act, we can click on number 21, and it gives us a news article, which we could click on and read, in which, from the Idaho State Journal in Pocatello, in which Simpson is quoted co-sponsoring a bill to repeal the Health Care Act. This is back in 2010. So that's the use of Wikipedia, that it gives you direct links to information about subjects that you look up on there. Now, the libraries have another way of searching for information that is not readily available on Google searches. And if we go to, I'm going to go to my Lily tab here, the Libraries Linking Idaho page offers us a whole bunch of databases, some targeted for elementary or high school students, and other just general reference resources. So if we want to look up here, information about the race between Nicole LaFavor and Mike Simpson, we can look up Nicole LaFavor, and this is a Boolean term that will combine Nicole LaFavor's name with Mike Simpson, and search only for articles, full text articles, that have both of them in them. I'm going to search here using a library database, and I'm coming up with 10 results. These are articles that are about their race, we can imagine. So, from the Associated Press, articles about the primary election. Some of them are duplicates. Article from the Boise Weekly about the Democratic Party of Idaho. Idaho Business Review. Recent article about Idaho business support for Raul Labrador and Mike Simpson. Article from the Spokesman Review. These are all available full text from the Idaho Library Commission, and accessible from many libraries around the state. That is a good place to search for any topic that you want, and a lot of that will be much more easily verifiable than general Google search information, because these are articles that are put into a database intentionally because they have valid information in them. This is often called the deep web. You won't come up with this link searching Google. You will only come up with it from inside this database that the libraries offer. So we've covered a few basic techniques in finding verifiable and accurate information online, starting with Google and analyzing our Google search results, looking at .org sites like VoteSmart that try to present verifiable information, using library databases like EBSCOhost from the Lilly site in Idaho, and some local libraries have their own types of databases available. So now we want you to go try to find some information on your own. You need to go back to the lesson and see if you can find out the date that wolves were reintroduced to the state of Idaho. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next Screencast.